When doing a kitchen renovation, you definitely don't have to do a full gut.
I'm Lola, the lead designer with Wynwood Renovations.
We are here in Burlington, Ontario at Project Nicklaus. I am so excited to show you guys what we did here. We did a kitchen remodel, and we also remodeled 2 of their vanities and also added some runners to their staircase. So we did some really nice updates to the home. Nothing in terms of full guts, but I really think we did some dramatic changes for our client Nadine and Kuldeep, and I can't wait to show you guys all around. We did some really nice updates to different parts of the home, not a full-blown renovation, but really enough to make them feel like they've gotten that update and contemporary feel throughout the spaces. Picking colors when we are keeping existing elements in a home can sometimes feel tricky, but you know what, that's why we're here as designers, to help guide our clients through this. So when we were exploring the renovation scope, we did chat with Nadine about replacing tile. And you know what, this is a pretty big endeavor if you're not looking to take out your cabinets. So we kept it. It's a really nice neutral. It's a nice neutral beige, and thankfully these beige grays are now coming back in style. So this was a floor that we were able to really bounce off of. And so we bounced off what was existingly here. In terms of the entire kitchen and the color of the kitchen, we went with Sherwin-Williams Shoji White. I love this color. It's a really nice off-white, doesn't feel too cream, doesn't feel too beige, but gives you a little element of warmth there, which I really love. And then with the island, we went with Benjamin Moore Ranch Wood. It's a taupey color. It's not a huge punch of color, but at least gives you a little bit of that contrast. Other elements that we looked at updating were things like the trim. So they did have these more outdated scrolls. They had vines and grapes on them. So we took those off, and then we did a new crown molding on the top of the kitchen. Just again, some slight updates that really make it feel like a new space, a new kitchen. Around the island, there were also these more outdated corbels. Updated that, gave them a more contemporary profile and feel. Another element we really talked through with Nadine was her hood vent. So it needed a new appliance because it was quite old, right? So it needed a refresh with that. And then this is where we came in and said, you know, why don't we give you a new shape, right? Then you'll really feel like you got a new kitchen, and it'll really feel different now. So we also went with a metal, which I love what we did. It's a 48-inch hood vent. This is all custom made, every single detail in terms of the color. Then the gold accent was part of the whole design phase. And then I think we did a really fantastic job also pulling that metal into other parts of the kitchen space. So we did it in the pendants, and we did it in the light fixture above the breakfast area. And this is that nice subtle way to pull, you know, that same metal into other parts of the kitchen. We also did it with the hardware. So we went with Top Knob, one of my favorite hardware brands. I just think they have such great profiles and looks and have really great quality. The countertops are, oh my God, stunning. They are Taj Mahal quartzite, and they not only are on the counters, but we've ran them as backsplash throughout the whole space. Taj Mahal is just gorgeous. It has a beautiful cream beige taupe undertone. The thing with any natural stone is we always make sure our clients see their slabs. When we are showing them small samples in the showroom, anywhere but like a 12-inch by 12-inch sample, sure, we can get some of the tones and the colors, but it's really when our clients actually go to the warehouse, pick and see their full slabs in person. Especially with natural stone, they can vary because they are natural. You know, you have to understand these are essentially cut from the side of a mountain, okay? And so even a Taj Mahal can look very different, can have very different vein patterns. Some can be a little more gray, some can be a little darker. So it's super, super important for our clients, and Nadine and Kuldeep did do this. They went and picked and signed off on the slabs we have here in their beautiful kitchen. There were a few kind of retrofit things we had to do in the kitchen. So Nadine previously had a Miele coffee machine. Unfortunately, it kept breaking on her. So she, instead of replacing it, we got creative, and we replaced that opening with a new door as well as a kind of a cubby, and now we have a rollout for her Nespresso coffee machine. So this is how we were able to kind of work around this challenge and still be able to create something functional in that previous space. My favorite faucets lately have been from Delta because I love their champagne bronze color. I've been consistently recommending it for a lot of our projects and a lot of our clients. That champagne bronze just has such a warm undertone, and it's such a perfect match with the top knob hardware, the honey bronze color. This kitchen has an overall, more traditional feel. So really with any of the elements and finishes that we picked, we wanted to make sure we're leaning a little bit more towards traditional looks. So even in this faucet, you can see those elements pulled in. We went with Stylish as our sink replacement, and Stylish is a great brand. It has a ton of accessory add-ons that clients really love, especially when there's a sink in an island. Clients really appreciate the option of being able to have a drying rack in their existing sink, so that again, it looks like there's less clutter when clients use the home on a day-to-day basis. This also has a colander, so some really nice accessories that help clients' lifestyles and function with their kitchen. Other updates that are really easy to do if we're just doing a respray are also things like the light balances. In an older kitchen, you will find really thick light balances, and that was for those halogen kind of long bulbs to cover those. But now we use LED strips, which are very thin, and so we're also able to do that and create a shorter light balance. And this way, if there's any small appliances that go on the countertop, there's a lot more room for them, right? So getting rid of those really bulky light balances is a really easy update as well. We're always looking at function as well. So when we're talking to our clients about their electric layouts and electric design, these are all the details we chat about. I'm a big fan of dimmers. I think they're just an easy add-on, and then you really can control the mood and the lighting in your space. In Nadine's home, what we did was we put everything on a dimmer. So you have the 3 pendants, the light over the breakfast area on a dimmer, as well as all the under cabinet lighting and the pot lights on dimmers. And this is a really nice way to create some mood and to dim those lights in the evening. Let's say they're using their family room and they just need a little bit of light in their kitchen to grab a snack. Those dimmers are awesome for that. So we're very thoughtful in all of these decision making and all the recommendations we make throughout the project. Things you do need to keep in mind is what is the existing condition of your boxes. So this is what I always talk to clients about is, hey, if your kitchen's 30, 40, 50 years old, those boxes and drawers may just be pretty worn out. But in this situation, the boxes are in great condition. We have no issues with those. What we do is we take away the doors and the drawers. Those get degreased, sanded, primed, and painted off-site. And then in terms of what's happening here at the home, we are completely masking the floors, the ceilings, the walls, because we're actually spraying on site. And that's how we're able to achieve this beautiful furniture level finish. So we're getting that furniture level finish on the cabinet doors, drawers, as well as what we call the carcass, so the side panels and those elements of this kitchen. And really, you couldn't tell that this wasn't all made in a factory. A way to make a kitchen feel more custom is customizing the knobs and pulls. A nice layout I like to do is doing knobs on uppers and then pulls on lowers. But what we did in this design is some of the drawers, we actually did a knob on the top and pulls on the second and third drawer. Just gives it a more custom feel, as well as being really considerate of the size of the pulls that are going on different drawers. We're thinking through all these fine details in our final designs and layouts. The upstairs of this home also got a few updates. So we redid the carpets in all 3 of their children's bedrooms. We also did the same thing in one of the bathrooms where we painted the existing vanities. So again, the vanities were in great shape. They just needed a facelift, bring it a little bit more into a contemporary feel. So we went with this really nice soft green. And we also did top knobs as the hardware, Delta champagne bronze for the faucet, and then we went with Salstone in their Calcutta gold for the quartz countertops here. So I love how we pulled all the tones and colors together. Because they did keep their existing tiles, we had to work off that, but the colors blended together beautifully, and just what a really beautiful, fresh update. This bathroom is Nadine's daughter's ensuite, so what better accessory for a young lady than a beautiful makeup mirror that is, you know, really easy to use and has an additional light. The Jack and Jill bathroom also received a nice update. We changed out the existing vanity countertop, as well as gave them an LED mirror with a nice function there. We also added this really nice arched vanity mirror. I love these LED mirrors. It's a nice way to add light into a bathroom, but there's also a setting where you can change the temperature of the lighting, so make it cooler or warmer. The mirror also has a steam resistant component, so when you turn that on while having a shower or bath, the mirror's not gonna fog up, so that's awesome. We went with chrome finishes for this bathroom, so we did a chrome faucet, we also did a chrome towel bar, and ties everything together really nicely. Regardless of the scale and size of renovation that our team does, we're putting in the exact same amount of time, effort, and consideration for designing the project, making all our material selections, color finishes, and then once their on-site team is executing the project, we're putting in high level of detail into making sure all the finishes are perfect, beautiful, and that our clients are left satisfied and happy with all the workmanship we put in. Wynwood's team is very diligent. We record and take pictures daily of what the team is doing, and that's a great way for our clients to also feel comfortable that we're in their home. They feel comfortable with the work we're doing because they also get to see the work that's happening. With Nadine and Kuldeep, they actually went on a couple of vacations throughout the renovation. They went away for a couple weeks and then again for another week, and they had complete trust and faith in our team and were able to follow along and still communicate with everyone through our project management app. They have a designated site supervisor that's part of the build process, and that's who they're in constant contact with, and I think the team did a fantastic job. I'm so proud of the work that we put through here. Another great project by Wynwood Renovations. If you want to see more of our videos, check us out on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, as well as connect with us in our showrooms at Burlington and Stony Creek.